All right, gentlemen, welcome to Fight Week at Bellator 272. We are at the Mohegan Sun. How are we feeling for Fight Week this week?
Feel good. I mean, today's not the best day. You know, it's the day before weigh-in. So after today, I'll feel amazing, and this whole week I felt awesome. You know, so it's good.
So how has the weight cut been going? Has it been a little rough? You know, you have take a lot of things out of the diet. You know, not eating the favorite foods, especially being around a casino where they're selling a lot of good stuff out here.
They got us walking past the Krispy Kreme every day. You know, so yeah. I mean, I got put a little bit of size on. I just training hard, dieting good for the last 7-8 months since my last fight. So I came in with just usually weight cuts are just a breeze now. Now I have to work a little harder for them, and that just means I'm that much bigger, that much stronger, and it's no issue. It's never fun. It's never easy, you know. But every time, once it's done, like tomorrow, I'll forget how hard this was, you know, and then 5-6 months later, I'll be like, oh dang, I forgot about not eating and dehydrating and all that stuff. You know, it's one of those things that once it's over, you forget about it because you're just stuffing your face and loving life.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, what's that cheat meal you got set after weight cuts?
Right now, it's every time I have it with my nutritionist. I'm a chocolate covered pretzel guy and a PB&J sandwich, man. That's what I look forward to. Just a little bit of sweet and easy, small, nice, quick food to get in.
Listen, we're heading into the holidays, you know, coming off of a rough patch for you. Are you looking to end it on a positive note and go home with all the goodies and the presents?
Man, everything is better off of a win. So, like, I catch myself thinking about, I'm going back to Canada, Christmas, family. I was like, I'm going to be depressed if it's coming off of a loss, though, you know? Like, nothing's going to be as fun. Everything is better off of a win. The sandwich, the burger, the Krispy Kreme, everything tastes better off of a win. So, I'm winning at all costs, at whatever cost, at any path the fight has to take, whatever route I have to do, whatever I have to do, win every little exchange, fight fully, be exhausted, throw up after, I don't care, everything I have to win this fight, really, and that's my mindset.
You got a new champ in the division, and you're facing a guy, you know, who's got a lot of experience in the division. So, you know, what does this fight look like, and how are things going to end for you on Friday?
Yeah, it's the new blood against, you know, the old, not necessarily old blood. He's a young guy still too. He's just been around forever, the veteran, you know. And I look at myself as a veteran too. I've been around all the top organizations for the last 5 years, you know, fighting the best. And but now it's just I'm in my new home, my permanent home, and it's time to establish myself. And Sanchez just has to move over, you know, and he's got a good ranking, but I believe I belong at the top. You know, I believe Bellator thinks that as well. You know, that's why I fought, you know, Borks right before this, who's ranked 3rd, now number 4th, because they know, you know, that's where I belong. Those are the competition, that's the competitive fights, and I just got to go do my job. There's nothing left for it.
So yeah, just talk a little bit more about Sanchez. He's been around Bellator seemingly for a long time. I don't know how many years, but a long time.
Yeah.
By move over, do you think his time has passed as a fighter, or that his career is winding down? Could you just expand?
I guess that's what I'm not trying to say. I'm not trying to say, he's at the end of the line or anything. There's a new kid in town, you know, and he's been around. I still think he's a dangerous fighter, and he's going to give the rest of the division, you know, everyone below him, a handful. You know, he's durable. He's good everywhere. But I just think styles make fights, and I'm a nightmare for him. And I just have to go prove that.
Just tell us about what skills you think you have that are better than his, and where how you see the fight going in your favor.
I think I'm the more physical, better athlete. He's well conditioned, but I don't see him being able to drown me like he's had success doing other guys. My wrestling, my top game, my style of grappling is just meshes really well with his style. I guess that's where I'm saying my strengths play right into his weaknesses. You know, he's great jiu-jitsu, but he likes to throw stuff off his back, and you don't want to be underneath me. And on the feet, he likes to throw wild, and that gets you taken down. And he's got to pick his shots, but I'm the longer, taller guy, so for him to close that range is going to be tough as well. You know, I'm going to be fighting on the outside, and as soon as he tries to step in, he's in wrestling range, kicking range, grappling range, and again, I think those ranges are not where he wants to be.
I also know you did your first submission underground this year as well.
I did, yeah.
While it didn't go in your favor, is that something that you want to maybe continue? Is that something you would do again in the future? Do more grappling centered stuff,
Yeah.
or is that just like a one-time thing you
No,
want to try?
I've actually done a few since. I did that one, and yeah, technically it didn't go my way, but if you watch the fight, you know, or the match, I guess you want to say, you know exactly how that went. You know, it was five minutes of me having my way with the guy, and then EBI overtime rule sets. You know, he starts on my back and whatever, and so it's just a whole different game, and it was fun to get out of my element and go do something else and compete against a world-class jiu-jitsu guy in jiu-jitsu. And since then, I did another tournament after that, and I won that. And then I grappled Eric Sanchez in Sacramento for another super fight, and I won that as well. It's just fun to stay busy, travel, get the competition edge, and as long as they're paying, man, there's to not get punched in the face and get paid to grapple. You know, I was like, you know, I'll say yes to that 10 times over. You know, that's pretty much where I'm at when it comes to grappling. Is I'm not looking to compete and build my name up and do all that. Is if you're willing to pay, I'm willing to compete. And yeah, any competition is good competition. So yeah, I did 3 of those grappling tournaments. I had the one tournament, so I think I went 4-1 since then. And it's just fun. Another little feather in my cap, another chip to add to the resume, and I get to travel a little bit, and I get paid doing it as well.
My last question is, you mentioned chocolate covered pretzels and sandwiches. No poutine?
No poutine, man. That's an East Coast thing, personally. I mean, I'm a burger and French fries guy. I like sweet potato fries as well, too. And we can't talk about food right now.
Oh, sorry.
You're getting me killed here.
Yeah.
If it was yesterday, I could still talk about it a little bit, but tomorrow I'll answer
Torture the
all
man.
the questions. I'll have all the answers. Yes, sir.
So you're joining us from Vegas.
Mhm.
So welcome to New England in the winter.
Yep. I
Has
fought
that-
here last November, too.
All right, so-
Had a couple weeks.
So you're a little familiar with it, but do you
Yeah.
think the cold weather is affecting you at all mentally or physically?
No, because, you know, we haven't really even stepped foot outside, you know.
Nice.
The fresh air actually reminds me a lot like BC. It's BC air, which is nice cool air. And yeah, like I said, I fought last November. It was freezing, but I feel like it was even colder than what it was this year. I don't know why, but
Yeah,
and we're into December now, but
yeah, I'm not gonna complain. That's
yeah,
for sure.
no complaints. But definitely Vegas to Connecticut is a little different, but
And I always wonder about this when you're cutting weight and you're flying.
yeah.
I mean, talk to me about that experience because I'm sure it can't be exciting.
No, listen, you just gotta get an aisle seat because you're drinking tons of water.
Right.
So like you don't want to be bugging the person. You're constantly peeing, and you just have to stay up on the fluids. Thankfully, this one I found a pretty good flight. It was a direct. I think it was 4 hours, 4.5 hours, a red eye. So I slept the whole time. Went, 11. I think it was midnight. Got here 7:30 local time, and that was it. It was a pretty breeze. I fought in Morocco and Saudi Arabia and Australia, and now those are
Those are some
that's a
flights.
whole
Those
that's
are
a
some
fight
flights.
camp for that flight. Yeah, you got a whole different process. You got to bring meals and water and track everything, and you're going back and forth time zones. It's crazy.
Yeah.
This is easy.
So I saw on Instagram you were getting in some awesome rounds with a lot of great people, Dan
Yeah.
Ige being one of them.
Yeah.
So how do you think that's going to help your performance on Friday?
Yeah, like sometimes I get a little in my head and nervous and whatnot, like every fighter does, anxious, and I just remind myself of the preparation. I'm training with world-class guys every day. Dan Ige helped me out quite a bit until he got his fight. The last few weeks we haven't, but then Julian Arosa, who's a killer as well, he's a great look for this fight. He's been helping out the last month. He's fighting UFC, Dan top 10 UFC. Kai Kamaka's on the card, 145er, Boston Sam. We've got a bunch of 45ers that all have been getting ready around the same time. And it's just motivation, and it's just more so it just helps remind me that, hey, look what you're doing in the gym, and that you can just easily just as well do this in the cage. And Sanchez isn't on some kind of platform or pedestal. You're training with guys that are arguably better than him. So just go out there and do your job.
So you are coming off a couple losses, but it's good to have the mentality that you have right now. What kind of takeaways are you going to bring into the cage on Friday night that you experienced in your past fights?
Well, just the one loss, Oryx. Yes. Yeah, so that one.
He's like, don't get it twisted.
No,
It was
come on,
one
come
loss.
on. Yeah, he's got a couple losses. That's his own issue. But Yeah, just the Bork's losses, it was tough. It kind of taught me to go all in, get after it. You know, if you watch the fight, I was kind of just out there fighting but not fighting. You know, just the time was kind of elapsing, and I was fighting his fight, staying at range and just jab for jab, low kick for low kick, and kind of just losing these rounds. And the 10-8 scoring system, you know, it doesn't allow for that. You know, so you got to go out there and dominate, make sure you bag these rounds, and
Yeah.
hold on down.
I was
I
like-
was like,
I
are you
think they're
kidding
getting
me?
closer and closer.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? I thought it was a machine for a second.
Yeah, no, I think they're not now.
Fine.
But yeah, and the 10-9s, you know, you can't, you've got to make sure it's a blast. So I'm looking at it like hard 5-minute rounds. I trust in my preparation that in a minute I can recover. And then it's another hard, it's 3 5-minute fights. And I'm just going out there to win every single fight, no matter what. And win every little exchange, be stubborn with my process. I don't want to give him an inch. You know, I'm going back to my ways of just horse blinders, win this fight at all costs, win every second of every round. And that's kind of, that last fight helped me with that one. And in the last fight, I was very present and almost too present, which is why I was just couldn't get out of first gear. And so I just want to take that, tweak it a little bit, and get back to my other ways.
Perfect, thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy.